Jada PInkett Smith ripped into. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Jada PInkett Smith is a narcissist, and she has been making something of a tit of herself as of late with her repeated word-salad proclamations issued in pursuit of the residual benefit of promoting her recently released autobiography, Worthy. What she's been coming out with has caused her to come to the attention of Saturday Night Live. And an article in Unilad by Charissa Bosinakis tells us Saturday Night Live absolutely rips into Jada PInkett Smith over her comments on Will Smith. I've explained elsewhere that celebrities recognise that being mocked, lampooned, having the Michael taken out of them is something that goes with the territory. And in some instances, certain celebrities are quite happy to go along with the image that they have. They find it funny too, and they're able to take a joke. In other instances, certain narcissists do not like the fact that they're lampooned, but their considerable control over their ignited fury and the necessity of the maintenance of a facade means that they create the appearance of going along with the joke in order to maintain control over the audience, to be seen to be a good sport, to be able to take it in good part. However, they are thinking dark thoughts about the individuals that are ridiculing them. Then there is the final group. Those are the narcissists that cannot stand to have the piss taken out of them. They take themselves very seriously and believe that everybody else should do so as well. Certain narcissists have no sense of humour. Others do. It's cultivated as part of being a weapon. I, for instance, have an excellent sense of humour, which I utilise, as you'd expect, for the pursuit of the prime aims. But many narcissists do not. And they certainly have a sense of humour failure when it comes to themselves. In such an instance, the room will suddenly go quiet as they stare, unimpressed by the remark that has been made and sent in their direction. Even though it was some gentle ribbing or a joke, it has amounted to challenge fuel and has caused the ignition of fury. There might be an icy death stare that is sent in the direction of the offender, or, in other instances, the narcissist explodes, heated fury torrenting from them. Sometimes the facade cracks, resulting in the individual lashing out. There may be some instances where the narcissist plays the victim. How can you be so mean to me? You're always taking the piss out of me. It's bullying. It's hateful. That's so cruel. And they dole out a pity play, expecting to embarrass the person that has thrown a joke in their direction and get on side everybody else who's there, making them feel sorry for them because they're so upset at the joke being made at their expense. You would not expect Jada PInkett Smith to turn on the waterworks. Her icy glacial demeanour is one whereby she would, were she aware of an instance where a joke is made at her expense, cause her to respond in a haughty and dismissive way. We saw the way that she reacted at the Oscars, where a joke was made at her expense by Chris Rock. She was singularly unimpressed. Inside she was churning, but her facade management kept that heated ignited fury under control, and instead it just resulted in an icy glare directed at Will Smith, telling him what he needed to do. Of course, she has denied that that was the case, but it was all plain for everybody to see. And this prominence and her behaviour in relation to Will Smith has meant that she has put herself up as a target, and this time it's Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live absolutely dragged Jada PInkett Smith following her shocking comments about her marriage. During Weekend Update, a segment on the sketch comedy series, host Michael Shea invited Ego Nwamdim, who was dressed as Jada, to the panel. Nwamdim immediately poked fun at Jada's previous statements while promoting her upcoming book, Worthy. "If I look tired, it's because I've been on the Today Show 15 times this week," she said, poking fun at Jada's bombshell interview with Today host Hodder Kotba. The day we got married, I knew there was going to be trouble. At our wedding, someone stood up and objected, Nwandim said, as Jada. The comedian then seemingly referenced the actor's remarks about working hard to save her and Will's marriage. 23 years later, Will and I are still a unit, and it's because we have learned that the secret to a successful marriage is never go to bed happy, Nwandim continued. She added that she is finally in a solid, fortified place after publicly cucking her millionaire husband. The comedian then spoke on divorce after Jada revealed that she and the Independence Day star would never officially split, despite living separate lives for the past 7 years. If we got divorced, he could mess around and end up happy, and I can't have that, the SNL star added. It was the first time in years that I felt like his wife, and now I am so clear on what to do if we ever start drifting apart again, the comedian told Shay. The next time we hit a rough patch, I'm going to ask Will to shoot Kevin Hart. Many took to X, formerly known as Twitter, revealing the segment left them in stitches. One person wrote, "Like life imitating art, Jada has literally become a Gotham City villain." Another said, "This was the funniest part of Weekend Update tonight. Ego didn't do a great Jada, but she was hilarious anyway." A third commented, "This is actually so funny if you've paid any attention to Jada in the media within the last month." While another shared, "I am screaming." Jada has not publicly responded to the Ego's impersonation. However, she's probably penciling another Today Show interview as we speak. Similar to the problem that This One's Wife has, Jada PInkett Smith wants to be taken seriously, but ends up getting completely the opposite. Her proclamations don't make any sense. She issues word salads. She's invariably self-absorbed and up herself, and this invites ridicule. Therefore, she is ridiculed on the show, and then that becomes reported on, amplifying the problem for her. It may be the case that she is unaware of what has been stated about her. She's a different school of narcissist to that of This One's Wife, and therefore is less likely to pay as much interest in what is written about her on social media as This One's Wife does. But that isn't to say that Jada PInkett Smith doesn't have regard for what is said about her. She does. She's just less studious, shall we say, in examining the information about her compared to This One's Wife. Here, were she aware of it, it would be, of course, challenge fuel. She's being spoken about, but she wouldn't see any humour in the show itself or in its reportage. Instead, she would be dismissive. It may well be that there's nobody that she can complain to, thus asserting control indirectly, and quite simply, she would just roll her eyes and dismiss them, thinking that they are idiots and that they do not understand her, and therefore that allows her to stay in a position of withdrawal to obtain the control that the narcissist requires. But it's another example of a narcissist that takes herself ever so seriously, and instead of causing people to regard her as a serious individual, she just ends up being lampooned and having the piss taken out of her, which then amounts to a threat to her control. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.